everybody, JC here from Toy News International, and for today's video I'm going to be giving you an overlook of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadow movie toys from Playmates. Now I say overview as opposed to a review because I'm not going to be going in depth with these. I'm basically just going to be showing you the new basic figures, or most of them, that's been released. For a more in-depth review for all these figures, be sure to tune into Pixel Dan's channel. He'll be bringing you reviews of these toys in the coming days, and I'll have a link to his channel in the description below. But these figures are starting to hit stores now, primarily right now Walmart. I believe Walmart's getting first dibs on these, and then other stores should start carrying them shortly afterwards, but they are hitting Walmart shelves now. So right off the bat, we have a look at the 4 basic turtle figures, and these figures cost about $9–10. They come in a pretty standardized package. You've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo up at the top with the green card back. You do have individual images for each of the characters up in the corner, and then the figures are clearly displayed. For the good guys, we're also getting figures of Splinter and Casey Jones. No April figure this time. For the bad guys, we're getting Shredder, Bebop, Rocksteady, a Foot Soldier, and finally Krang. Now I should note that all the card backs for the other characters besides the 4 turtles has just this generic image of the 4 turtles in the corner as opposed to individual images of the characters. And then on the back of the packaging for all these, it's exactly the same. You've got the Ninja Turtles logo, you've got image of the 4 turtles up in the corner, you've got a little brief bio, and then it shows you all the figures that have been released. Now we're going to be looking at all of them today except for the 3 variant turtles, the Raphael in wingsuit, the Michelangelo in pirate costume, and Leonardo in stealth disguise. Okay, so let's get these open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so we'll start off taking a look at our heroes outside of the packaging. So we've got the 4 turtles, we've got Splinter, and we've got Casey Jones. Now each turtle has, or each figure has an accessory, at least one accessory. Some have more than one. Really the only one that really has one, well 2 if you count his swords, but the only one that has just weapons for an accessory is Leonardo. He's got his swords, which are unpainted. Most of the weapons seem to be unpainted. And the paint applications on these don't seem to be as nice as what we actually see like on the pictures on the back of the packaging. They definitely seem to have more paint applications on those images. But I don't think the turtle figures look bad overall. You know, if you like the movie designs, which I'm so on. Now I noticed that Leonardo has the 2 toes, whereas Donatello has just boots, so you can't see his toes. Raphael, you can see his toes, but Mikey, you can't. Now, Donatello comes with his bow staff, or actually it's not really his bow staff, it is a staff, but it looks like some kind of mechanized staff of some type. It's got, again, really unpainted, and then he's got a pair of earphones which are unpainted as well, which you can attach to the backpack on his back. You can also, I guess if you want to, put it on his head, so it looks like he's listening to some music. And then he comes with this strange thing. I have no idea what this is. It's just black and it's kind of rubber. So there's no images on, it's not on the back of the packaging, so I don't know what this is supposed to be. There's no instructions that tell you how the accessories work or anything, and I haven't seen the movie, so I don't really know what this black thing that he comes with is. But again, it's all just black and it's made with a rubber type material. Raphael comes with his size, again unpainted, and he has a place on the back that you can put this size if you want. Now they don't seem to stay in tight there, so you know they may fall out a little bit, but you can store the size on his back. Also looks like he's got a place down here, so he's got these things as well. I don't know what I don't really know what these are supposed to be. They're just gray plastic. I don't know if this is a weapon of some kind. It doesn't really look like it fits. Maybe you can get it in. He's got these little clips on the bottom of his leg, so I don't know if they're supposed to go in there. They don't seem to really fit. The clips are just rubber, so I guess you can kind of stick it in there if you want. It looks kind of silly, mainly because, again, I don't even know what these are supposed to be. You could probably also, if you wanted to, put the size down there. So I don't know if it's meant to store size on either place or what have you. But he does have basically 2 different places to stow his weapons, and then again he comes with these strange things that I don't really know what they are. Mikey has his nunchucks, and they are orange. They're not really painted, but they're plastic orange. And again, he has a place on his back where you can kind of stick them if you want. And Mikey, if you want to store his nunchucks without looking too silly, this is probably the best way to do it, so having the bottom handles kind of face inwards. And then he comes with a weird looking skateboard, and it's just gray plastic with orange wheels, and it's got little pegs that you can plug into the bottom of his feet. So Splinter, he comes with a cane, a walking stick that is a light brown color. It's got darker brown for the wrapping, and it's a little bit warped. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. It might be. And again, it's a walking stick. And then he's got a sword with a sheath, and the sword again is unpainted, just like Leonardo's, and the sheath is just a brown color. And he's got little pegs that stick out of the sheath, but as far as I can tell, there's no place to like plug the sheath in that I see. There's no little holes on the figure or anything, so I think he's supposed to just hold the sword in his hand. Finally, we have Casey Jones, and Casey Jones just has the hockey stick, which is just all black, and it is a soft rubber type material, and I believe these are supposed to be skates. That's what they look most closely resemble, and they do fit on his feet. So I think he's got these big black skates that you can put on. They don't roll or anything. The hockey mask is not removable. So scale on these actually seems to be pretty good. Casey Jones is the tallest. He stands right about 5 inches tall. Donatello is the tallest turtle, and he's actually about the same height as Casey Jones. And then Leonardo is the next tallest, and he is about 4 3/4. Donnie is the shortest turtle, and he is almost maybe just a little bit over 4.5. Raphael is a hair taller, and then Splinter comes in at just a little bit over 4 inches. If you count the little knob on the top of his head, then it's 4.5. So Articulations varies a bit on each of these figures. Well, the turtles are all basically the same, but Splinter has the least articulation of the bunch, and Casey is a little bit less than the turtles. So they all can turn their heads. They don't really have much in the way of up or down movement. They're just on ball joints. You've got the ball hinge joints at the shoulders, so they can get their arms out good, and they have good rotation. The turtles have single hinged elbows, but they really can't bend their elbows that great. They do have swivels at the elbow. Casey doesn't have swivels at the elbow, so that's the main difference between the turtles and Casey. And then they have swivels at the wrist. There's no midsection articulation on these. They can do the splits pretty good, and then you can get the leg forward about that much. You can do the legs back pretty good. Single hinged knees, bending at the knee, and the turtles have the swivels at the knees. There's no foot or ankle articulation on these at all, unfortunately. Casey does not, I don't think, let me just double check, but Casey does not have swivels at the knees either. And then Splinter is the least of all. He has swivels at the elbow. He can turn his head a little bit, but not a whole lot. He does have this, I should point out, is this little necklace that he's wearing that is a separate piece. Does have swivels at the wrists, and then basically not a lot of movement with the legs. There's no knee joints or anything. He can just kind of do his leg back and forth, but this robe that he's wearing, which is a rubber type material, limits a lot of the leg movement. And they all have peg holes on the bottom of their feet. Okay, and now here's a look at the villains. So we've got Krang, a foot soldier, Rocksteady, Bebop, and Shredder. And again, each figure comes with an accessory or some more than one. So Shredder has his claws, which are just done with gray plastic, no paint applications on them, and you just clip them on his wrist. And then he also has this unpainted gray gun. I guess this is something that he maybe uses in the movie, and it's done with a kind of soft rubber material, and he can hold it in either hand. Now, Shredder, I don't know. It looks like he's got a really big head. I don't know what's up with that. So, and basically his costume seems to be all just black, other than the silver down here for the shin guards, and then his wrist, his gloves and stuff. But otherwise, it looks like his outfit is all black. So I don't know if he's wearing an all black outfit in the movie or what. And there's no cape or anything either. But the main thing with this is just his head looks really big to me. The foot soldier, Again, all basic black for the most part. It's got this red sash off to the side. He has a sword with a sheath that plugs into his back. And again, the sword is unpainted. It's just a dark gray, and it's that kind of rubber material. Foot soldier's not too bad looking. The joints kind of stand out on his legs, but otherwise I don't think he's too bad. And he actually has a waist swivel, so he's probably got the best articulation of all the figures. Also looks like actually has ankle joints as well, so he's got some up and down movement there. Still just single jointed knees. He has swivels there at the thigh. So the joints look a little funny, but he's definitely, it looks like the most articulated figure in the series. Bebop has a crowbar, which is just a gray color, and then a chain with a little lock at the end of it. And he's got the glasses, which are separate from the figure, but they're glued on. Now it looks like his eyes are unpainted underneath the glasses, so he doesn't have any painted eyes. He's got the pink mohawk that goes all the way down his back. I like the little texturing on this jacket and everything. He's got the flab that hangs out the back, and he's even got a little tail where you can see the pink, and he's got some spikes on his pants. So I think the figure looks good for the most part. He's even got a little tattoo on the side. Rocksteady, he's got the little hat, the little pilot hat. It's just sculpted on there. He comes with a baseball bat that's just brown, and then a mallet, which is also just brown. No paint applications on there. He's got his initials, looks like, on the bottom of his jacket, and he's got some gold chains. He's got some spikes on his vest. And he's got some camouflage pants with brown boots. And it says, can't quite make it out, Fisk, something Fisk, it looks like it says on the back of his jacket. And he's also got a tail. Then finally we have Krang. So the figure itself, you know, the Krang android body, I guess, and it's kind of cool. Looks, you know, kind of a throwback to the old cartoon and everything, so I like that. Not a lot of detail on the face with the eyes and stuff. Just a silver paint for the visor. And the joints on his arms are unpainted on this side. This side's supposed to be metal, so it's supposed to be that way. And he's got some metal looking fingers. And then the Krang itself is just a piece of rubber basically, and you know, pretty big. It's actually, he's got the hole in the middle where you put him. And it's actually kind of hard to get him stuff in there all the way with his tentacles inside. So what you saw was about as best as I could do and still have it look decently. I mean, you can kind of like stick it in there, but then it looks like he's crammed in there. And the eyes on the Krang are just little stickers, so you want to be careful when you're like squishing him and pushing him that you don't knock the eyes off, because I did almost knock one of the eyes off when I was trying to get him in there. So articulation, as I said, the foot's got the most articulation. The others are pretty basic. Rocksteady and Bebop do have swivels at the elbows. They're just single hinged elbows. Also has swivels at the wrists. Actually, this does have waist articulation. So he's got waist articulation. He's got swivels at the knee, single hinged knee, no ankle articulation. He has hollow feet. Same with Bebop. He's got the hollow feet, so no peg holes. Well, actually, he does have peg holes on the back here. Has the swivels at the knee. And just turn the head basically. He also has a waist swivel. Krang does not have a waist swivel. He does not have swivels at the elbow. He's just got the single hinged elbows. Does not have swivels at the wrist. He can turn his head a little bit to the left and the right, and he can do his leg. He does have swivels there where the leg attaches to the waist, and does have swivels at the knees, single hinged knees, so he can bend his knee about that much, and also has the hollow feet. So height-wise, Krang and Rocksteady are about the same height. They're about 5.5 inches tall. Bebop is the shortest of the bunch. He's about 5 inches. And then the Foot Soldier and Shredder are a little bit taller than Bebop, a little bit over 5 inches, and they're about the same height as each other. Okay, so that concludes my overview. So, you know, as you can tell, these are pretty basic figures with basic paint applications and articulation. This is a line definitely made more for kids than adult collectors. But I think for the kids, I think they'll definitely enjoy these, especially if they like the movies and everything. The characters like Rocksteady and Bebop and Krang, I think all will be heavy hits with the kids, maybe even some of the adult collectors as well. So these figures are out on shelves now. They're available currently at Walmart. Eventually they'll be available everywhere, but they're starting out at Walmart. The figures cost about $10 each. If you want to see detailed reviews for these figures, be sure to tune in to Pixel Dan's channel. I'll have a link in the description below. We'll also have a full image gallery of all these figures over at toynewseye.com. I'll have a link in the description below for that as well. So if you want a more detailed look at each of the figures, head over there and check that out. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Twitter and Facebook pages. I'll have links to those pages as well in the description. And until next time, I'll catch you later.